The bond between a mother and a daughter is something unlike any other. Shopping together, gossiping, locking her in your house as a prisoner because you don't want to be forever alone. Wait, what? Wow, that got dark real quick. Well, don't worry, because today we are going to break down all of the events here in Run, that twist and turn filled ending, and try to explain this latest suspense thriller film in the easiest way possible. Hello everyone, Jared here, and today we are talking about the latest Hulu suspense thriller movie starring Sarah Paulson as a cuckoo mother that goes all over the place. But what about that ending, those twists and turns? There's many twists and turns in this movie. Well, don't worry, because today we are going to be breaking down everything in this movie, everything that leads up to it, and really exactly how that ending plays in with the rest of the movie. So sit back and relax as we break down this latest suspense thriller, Run. What? No, I already took my pills today. Yeah, the green one, the red one. Yeah, got them.
You need me.
So it is safe to say if you're watching this video, then you've watched Run, or potentially you were looking for correct running form videos and ended up here. Either way, here's a quick refresher. Run opens on our main character, Diane Sherman, played by Sarah Paulson, as she joyfully and dramatically stares longingly at her newborn baby girl. However, her quote-unquote husband is nowhere in sight, so we can assume that he was P. Sherman and left years ago, moving to 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Fade to black as a whole screen of illnesses and disorders are shown, including asthma, diabetes, paralysis, upset stomach, and diarrhea. Yay, Pepto-Bismol! Let's flash forward as it's 17 years later with Diane in what appears to be some sort of counseling or self-help group, stating that she is thrilled her daughter will be going off to college because Diane will finally be able to have her own life. This was clearly sarcasm, as we are introduced to Diane's daughter, Chloe, diligently waking up at 6:45 sharp. As we get an in-depth look at Chloe's morning routine, from hacking up chest fluids to multiple pills and cruising around the house in her wheelchair, we can now conclude that all of the illnesses and disorders that were listed moments ago are related to Chloe. As the film continues, we discover Chloe is homeschooled. She's sort of a whiz kid when it comes to electronics, hoping that she makes it into the University of Washington, while her mother is a loving, caring person, but does seem to keep Chloe in check by collecting the mail before Chloe can have her own look. The next day, Diane comes back from the grocery store, only for Chloe to sneak into one of the bags, taking some chocolates for herself, only to discover a new prescription for her mother. However, later that night, Diane offhandedly mentions that an old drug supplier of hers had gone under and gives Chloe a new pill, which are actually the pills that were prescribed to Diane. Wait a minute, Chloe seems to think something is up, so she begins to do some investigating of her own, discovering her quote-unquote new prescription was in fact her mother's, peeling off a fake label. There's definitely something strange in the neighborhood.
Who you gonna call?
Chloe then takes it upon herself to do some stealthy research on this so-called green pill that is trigoxin, searching the internet. However, someone has disconnected the modem. So Chloe tries to call a random stranger, having them look up the medications for her. Honestly, it's 2020. No one, I repeat, no one is going to take the time to look up a Google search for a stranger. Never mind, I'm getting off topic, as the stranger danger on the phone reveals that trigoxin is actually a little red pill. Commence the awkward dinner scene that follows as Chloe convinces her mother that they should go see a movie the next day. They pull up to the theater where two movies that are playing are Breakout and Fake News. Wait, did this movie predict 2020 and COVID? Anyway, Chloe has a plan of her own as she leaves the theater, claiming she's going to the restroom, only to make her way to the pharmacy across the street. After a back and forth with the pharmacist, Chloe makes a shocking discovery. The green pills were Lidocaine, an intense muscle relaxer for their dog. As Chloe's world begins to spiral out of control, Diane bursts through the door, makes a huge scene, and secretively stabs Chloe with a syringe, knocking her out. Chloe awakens, realizing her mother isn't home, but has sabotaged everything from the phone lines to the power to her chairlift. Luckily, Chloe is able to escape to the outside world, meeting with the mailman, where she is finally safe, until Diane stabs the mailman with a syringe while doing the same to Chloe. Okay, now that we're all caught up on Run, let's get into the last 20 minutes or so of this movie where some shocking reveals, and I mean shocking, really take place, and the twist of an ending you did not, I didn't see coming. I'm sure you didn't either. Okay, so we see a quick glimpse of scars on Diane's back as she showers, but don't you worry, we'll get back to those later, as Chloe slowly comes back too. However, she is chained up in the basement. Searching around the room, she notices some sort of weird pot cooking something thick. Oh, Diane is making them pudding. How fun. But next, Chloe discovers a whole trash can full of college acceptance letters. Chloe had been accepted to University of Washington months ago, but her mother mentioned that she would tell her when she was accepted. Why would she do such a thing and lie? Oh, that's right, she's hung around Sonny the Cocoa Puffs bird one too many times. So was Chloe's whole life a lie? It sure was, as Chloe now discovers one of the biggest reveals of the movie, a small box with her mother's name on the outside. However, inside, Chloe discovers several documents, photos, and newspaper clippings, not only a picture of Chloe as a child with her legs working perfectly, but a certificate of death stating life 2 hours and 11 minutes, quickly followed by a newspaper article with the title, "Newborn Baby Snatched from the Hospital." That's right, Chloe was never Diane's child. All of a sudden, there is a quick flashback to the opening scene of the film, showing the real Chloe unfortunately passing away, driving Diane to steal a child to replace the one that she had lost. Chloe was never the real Chloe. Her whole life is a complete lie. The whole film is like being kidnapped and held against your will, like that Stephen King movie, Misery. You know, the one where there's the crazed fan of the novelist, keeps him in her home, disabling his legs. Wait a minute. Is this whole movie an homage to Stephen King? Rewind! When Chloe is on the phone, the 411 operator mentions Derry, Maine, which is where the novel It takes place, and the pharmacist is Miss Bates, which is referring to Kathy Bates, who played the main character in Misery, which is another King novel, and Run is almost structured just like Misery. Oh my gosh, this whole movie is all of King's novels pieced together. Sorry, my conspiracy mindset is interrupting again. After a verbal confrontation between Chloe and Diane, Diane wheels out what appears to be a dialysis machine and is going to pump Chloe full of that chunky pudding seen cooking earlier, and with a nice added ingredient of paint thinner. This in turn will somehow paralyze Chloe forever, or she'll never get paint on her again. I mean, it's not that bad, is it? Chloe frantically crawls into a nearby closet, locking herself inside, only to discover shelves upon shelves of medications. In a last-ditch effort, as Diane is breaking down the door, Chloe grabs a bottle of organophosphate, which states call 911 immediately if ingested. And if you don't know what organophosphate is, well, it's typically used in pesticides, so yeah, you're gonna die. Chloe says, "You need me," drinking it down while Diane is too late to stop her. Wow, yeah, so Diane essentially drugged Chloe her whole life, stole the baby, kidnapped the baby, and did the, Munchausen syndrome. It's basically not a good thing at all. It's a medical term where essentially you are making your child think that they are sick, essentially a form of child abuse. I didn't see any of that coming, but just you wait. Run is not over yet. Chloe wakes up in the hospital struggling to move and let the nurse know what has happened to her. However, old Diane is not far off. She's asking why she cannot see her child, which I guess is chalked up as attempted suicide, so therefore she needs to see a mental health expert before Diane can take Chloe home. Chloe begins to notify the nurse of what is happening by writing with a crayon until an alarm suddenly goes off. The nurse leaves the room with Chloe's heart rate steadily increasing, and boom, she flatlines. Diane is right there and scoops her up. As it's a frantic maze of a hospital, Chloe is completely helpless, trying to get people's attention, but Diane is on a mission to get her baby back home. She is almost home free until it is discovered that the escalator is, of course, under maintenance, and she will have to use the stairs. But the wheelchair stops. Chloe is finally able to use her feet again. Diane is shocked as the hospital security slowly approaches her with that squirrely look in her eye. Diane knows what she has to do, pulling a gun out only to be shot first, falling to her death down a large flight of stairs. Chloe is finally free. The end. Psych, gotcha. As we get a flash forward stating 7 years, we see Chloe, now an adult, making her way into a women's correctional facility. She seems to be friendly with all of the guards, so we can assume that she has been there multiple times before. But the biggest thing is her ability to walk once again. It's a struggle with a cane, but she can do it. Chloe is then seen recounting her recent months with someone until it is revealed it is, of course, Diane. She is still in contact with her mother, who looks like a disheveled husk of her old self. The conversation draws to a close, with Chloe stating it's time for her to go. But a deafening look falls over Diane's face as the last twist of Run reveals itself, with Chloe fishing out something from her cheek. It is Ridocaine, the small green pills from earlier. Chloe states, "I love you, Mom. Now open wide." The end. So that is it, the twist and turn filled Run film that essentially turns into a revenge flick at the end of this movie. But why was Chloe subject to such abuse, and why did she continue to go see her mother at the correctional facility throughout the end of the movie? Well, don't worry, we got you covered. Diane was a tortured soul, not only due to her daughter dying hours after her birth, but we can assume from an abusive past as well. Example, her scars that are seen in the shower. Whether it be from her parents, relatives, or past romantic relationship resulting in Chloe, Diane's previous abuse affected her mentally, and the loss of Chloe was the last straw. Therefore, all of this led to the Munchausen syndrome by proxy, holding her loved one, in this case Chloe, close to her, but ultimately hurting her every single day of her life. Almost an awful form of retribution or revenge for those that abused Diane in the past. Now, taking into account this ending, this loving but yet abusive relationship is passed down to Chloe, but in a roundabout way. Any other mother would be absolutely happy for Chloe's accomplishments. However, for Diane, this is torture. Seeing Chloe be happy without her is incomprehensible. This is why Chloe continues to visit her, even though Chloe now has her own life. She wants to further torment her, not only through the drug smuggling, but through her newfound life, which ironically makes Chloe just as cold and cruel as Diane ever was. Or maybe Run is just a commentary on anti-vaxxers out there causing their children hurt and pain, with them suffering from illnesses that are simply cured from a shot or a vaccine, which can be easily administered from any doctor upon making an appointment, rather than rubbing your children down with milk-soaked bread that is said to be an old-timey family remedy to cure anything and brings them good fortune. I mean, either or. That is it, the suspense thriller Hulu movie Run, broken down for you, showing you all of the twists and turns and craziness that Sarah Paulson has put into this movie, essentially kidnapping someone into being their daughter forcefully in a roundabout way. But what did you all think of this ending? What did you think of this ending? Explain. Do you think that this potentially has more meaning behind it? There's more hidden in the details of Run. I want to know in the comments down below. Anyways, though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there or right over there, you know, brand new content every single week here on the JBuck Studios channel. I love doing these ending explained poorlies, but guess what? They take a lot of time and mental strength, so please like it, please subscribe, please comment, all of that. Like this video, subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel, follow all of my social media, and until next time, we'll see you later.